Pretty with choices, freedom, and enough money in the bank to sleep well at night. It's not luck, inheritance, or a hidden investment technique that makes these two versions different. You will have to make 9 particular financial choices in the next few years. I've spent too much time worrying about the hidden money problems that keep people in their 40s from doing well and those who barely survive. If you ever wonder if you're on pace for financial success when you look at your bank account, or if you've ever stayed up late at night wondering if you'll still be working at 70, be sure to subscribe to this channel and give it a thumbs up. We're not talking about get-rich-quick schemes or crypto moonshots today. We're talking about the harsh math of what it really takes to get to 40 without your money being a total mess. No one tells you this about turning 40, it's not just another birthday. It's like halftime in a football game, but for your money. If you've been coasting through your 20s and 30s believing you have all the time in the world to sort this out, 40 is when reality hits you like a sledgehammer. All of a sudden, you have to take care of more than just yourself. You have kids who need braces, parents who are getting older and may need help, and a job that requires more from you while your body starts to show you tiny messages that you're not 25 anymore. Life expectancy is about 80 years, thus 40 is the halfway point in your life. Everything you do with your money before this point has implications that will decide whether you spend the second half of your life in freedom or in a financial jail. Most people get to their 40s with a bunch of haphazard financial choices that are kept together by hope and monthly payments. But the folks who really win this game follow a certain plan. I want to show you what it looks like to be financially ruined at 40, because I know you know someone who is living this reality. They make a good living, maybe $60,000 or $70,000 a year, but they constantly seem to be broke. They have credit card debt that never seems to go down, a car payment that feels like a mortgage, and a mortgage that feels like a life sentence. They buy lottery tickets not because they think they'll win, but because they can't think of any other way to get out of debt. They don't want to look at their credit card accounts, and every time their automobile makes a strange noise, they panic since a repair expense could ruin their whole month. Now think about the opposite, a person who turned 40 and had their finances in order. They sleep soundly at night because they know where their money is going. It's not a big deal when their kid needs braces or their parent needs aid. There are choices for them. They can take a job that pays less but they like because they aren't in debt. They can get through tough times because they constructed their financial fortress while things were good. This isn't a fantasy, it's what happens when you pursue a certain path. The 9 goals I'm going to talk about are not suggestions or things that would be good to have. They are the minimal amount of money that somebody has to have in order to reach 40 without money being a constant source of stress. Some of them might seem apparent, but others can make you question all you think you know about managing your money. If you ignore them, you'll be sorry. Goal number 1, figure out what your perfect financial life looks like. Don't roll your eyes, listen to what I have to say. Most people spend their whole lives trying to reach a financial goal that they never really set. They think that more money will make them happier, so they work harder, spend more, and wonder why they're still worried. You should try out different jobs, cities, and methods to spend money in your 20s and 30s. That's wonderful, but at some point you need to stop spending money on random things and start living on purpose. Here's the harsh reality about lifestyle creep: your brain becomes used to the new normal in approximately 3 months after you make a change. The fancy apartment that made you feel like you had made it is now simply your home, and the automobile that made you feel like you had made it is now just a way to get around. Your costs have gone up for good, but the happiness boost was only transitory. You're on a treadmill, running faster and faster but not going anywhere. To figure out your perfect financial lifestyle, you need to know what really makes you happy and what Instagram told you to want. A backyard for entertaining can be more important than a luxury car, or vacation experiences might be better than pricey technology. Or maybe being able to work part-time is more important than anything else you own. When you know what you want, it's easy to make financial choices, spend a lot on things that are in line with your beliefs and cut back on everything else. Goal number 2, by age 40, you should have no debt other than your mortgage. Some of you will be uncomfortable with this, but it can be changed. I can already hear the complaints: what about good debt and bad debt? Leverage. Building credit. I'm not here to talk about theory, I'm here to tell you what makes the difference between folks who do well in their 40s and those who don't. When you turn 40 and still have debt, life starts to throw you curveballs: more work responsibilities, older parents, and kids who cost a lot of money. Debt isn't just a monthly payment, it's a mental burden that makes it harder to make choices and makes every worry worse. Think of debt like that friend who is fun to hang out with but becomes a problem when they move in. It has a purpose, like buying a house or beginning a business, but if you let it stay, you've let a vampire into your home. The math is harsh. If you have 20,000 in credit card debt at 18 and only pay the minimum, it will take more than 30 years and cost more than 40,000 in interest. That 40,000 could have bought freedom instead of fines from the bank. Goal number 3, a credit score of 800 or higher. I know what you're thinking. John, didn't you just urge me to stay away from debt like it's a disease? Yes, and I still think that. But here's the deal with living in today's world. You will need to borrow money at some point, unless you have $500,000 in cash hidden beneath your mattress. And when that day comes, you better make sure you receive the best bargain you can. Credit scores are the opposite of golf scores. Not better if it's lower. It's not just bragging rights at dinner parties that come with a 650 credit score versus an 800 credit score. It's the difference between being free with your money and being a slave to it. If you have a $500,000 mortgage, the difference between a 3 and a 4 interest rate will cost you almost $100,000 over the life of the loan. Read that again. $100,000. That's not a little amount of money. That's a Tesla, a down payment on another property, or 4 years of college tuition. You should have enough time to develop a credit history that doesn't appear like a crime scene by the time you are 40. Your credit history isn't hurting you because you've used credit cards for a long time. Hopefully, you've learned not to use all of your credit cards or miss payments. Building an 800 credit score isn't rocket science, but it does take time and consistency, which are two things that make adults different from teens. Goal number 4, a very strong emergency fund. Put 6 months' worth of expenses in cash in a boring savings account. At 25, you can crash on couches and eat ramen. But at 40, with a family and a mortgage, you need stability. Money makes problems less serious and provides you with full money, which means you may wait for the appropriate job instead of taking the first one that comes up. Goal number 5, invest 5 times your annual expenses. This is where you can tell the difference between folks who work forever and people who have options. You should have at least 5 times your yearly spending in low-cost index funds by the time you are 40. Never put in another cent, just letting your money grow will probably be enough to pay for your retirement at 65. You can coast once you reach this goal. You can take the lower-paying job, start the business, and get through recessions because the hard work is done. Goal number 6, serious career capital. In your 20s, you should try new things. In your 30s, you should learn unique, useful abilities. Career capital, which includes your knowledge, connections, and reputation, offers you the power to ask for more money or change your mind on your own terms. Too many people are still exploring their options at 40, switching jobs, and life demands more money just when they're least prepared. Goal number 7, a fitness routine that lasts. Your body is the machine that makes money, so fitness and financial are connected. Being sick costs more money and makes it harder to make money. At 35, smart fitness isn't like working out in college. It's about preventing injuries, improving your mobility, and managing your energy so you can play with kids, do well at work, and avoid the health problems that can ruin even the best financial plans. Goal number 8, planning for your estate and getting life insurance. Thinking about death on a Saturday is not very fun, but if others depend on your salary, this is what it means to be an adult. Get cheap term life insurance equal to 10 to 12 times your yearly expenses and write out basic estate documents like a will and a power of attorney. Without them, your loved ones will have to go through the long, costly probate process instead of getting the help you wanted. Goal number 9, talk to your parents about money when you're 70 or 40. Talk about money when your parent turns 70 or you are 40. Before a crisis comes, find out what they want, what resources they have, and what requirements they might have. This way, you can plan instead of panic. These 9 goals aren't the answer to all your problems, they're just the least you need to do to have choices instead of obligations. Don't pay attention to them and hope for the best, but hope isn't a plane, it's a lottery ticket. Don't let them down, your 40-year-old self is watching.